Hey Airsofters, in this review I'm going to be doing a quick overview of the PTS EPM magazine. I got this off of evic.com for 20 bucks. If you're wondering about this, there's another video that I did on a quick review on my Crytac Trident SPR Mark II. And I'll walk through this magazine, some of the features that I like, how to take it apart, and how well it fits in this particular weapon. So let's go ahead and get started. It does come with false rounds in it. I took those out and I'll walk through why I did that here in a minute. First of all, is I'm not big on the full simulation thing, but it is kind of handy, and I'll show you why here in a second, like I said, as to why I did that. But in order to do that, you got to take it apart, which actually I think is one of the better features of this particular magazine. So real quick, I'll walk you through how to do that. On the bottom, you can see here, there's a little button. Doesn't look like much, but if you take that and press it down and slide that plate forward, that comes right off. There's a little screw here you take out. And my heating unit just kicked on, so sorry about the noise, white noise. So I take that out, and once that's out, I can just push this whole internal thing up through the bottom, out through the top. Got the case left over. Side note, the quality of this is fantastic, by the way. So not only are the features great, but the quality of everything is really, really top notch. Even with this internal piece out, this case is pretty well built, sturdy. So anyways, here's what the inside looks like, which I think is pretty cool. I like the fact that it does look serviceable. I have no idea what the spring would do if you took all this off, but if you're having an issue or problem with the magazine feeding and you've ruled out your weapon, this is a great thing to get in here. Maybe clean it, lubricate it if you need to. Again, pure silicone oil, and very, very little if that's what you want to do. Anything else is going to mung up your barrel. And just a great little feature to be able to check it out, and you can kind of see, like I said, the internal workings, which is kind of nice. So that's pretty cool. That's probably my favorite feature, quite honestly. And put it back in, obviously just slide it in, good to go, and you put it back together just like you took it apart. So, and I'll do that in a second, but I do want to show you the reason why I did this. So it does come with a couple handy features, or one really handy feature, which is, you notice this little day glow orange indicator at the top here. That's indicating to me that it's empty. It's nice to know. It's a mid cap, obviously, so it's not going to rattle and shake, and you're not going to be able to tell specifically if you have BBs in it or not, unless you take out this particular piece, and or this does come factory with this little window right here, and I'll walk you through what that means in a second. But it's also really helpful, because when you push the BBs down into this, when it gets full, the indicator actually pops up down here, so you know when it's full by just looking at it, and when it's empty by just looking at it. So nice feature, simple, but it's effective. So in comparison, this particular magazine is full. You'll notice that indicator is down at the bottom. Now the false rounds, when it comes to the factory, actually only go down a certain amount, so you can still see that. But what I really like about this, removing this window, is that you can see, I don't know if you guys can see that, you can see down in here the BBs. And so even when you're in the field, you can tell where you're at, kind of, with your magazine and what's left in it, above and beyond just this small window here. So let me pull this out and I'll show you the difference of full versus not full. So as you can see, as the BBs come out of this little indicator moves around and around until it's empty. Now when you still have BBs up here, you'll notice there's only kind of one turn. So even if you're looking at the mag and this is empty up here, you actually still have quite a few BBs left. So really what you want to, the way that I use it is, if I've got BBs up here, I'm about at least halfway or better in terms of the capacity of the magazine. Something else is kind of cool taking this out. You can see how they double stack them, which is not something I even thought about, but that's how they're going to get a 150 capacity out of such a small space. So you can see that the BBs end up going in there double stacked. So as you empty the magazine, this goes around and around, and so you can see obviously up in that little window here, If you've got BBs there, you're at least halfway or better. But the nice thing about removing this is, again, when it's full like this, you can cock it to the side without even dropping the mag out. You can cock it to the side and see that you've actually got, this is the last run before this last corner. So if you've got BBs here, you're definitely, with this and with this, you're definitely at least halfway. Now, as these drop and disappear out of here, now you know that there's nothing here and nothing here, so you only have whatever's left in this last turn right here, right? So if you still see BBs here, you still get a sense of how many rounds you have left. So, cool feature. Putting it back together. So we've obviously dropped it out of the bottom, put it back in. Pretty straightforward, just put it together like you took it apart. Put the screw in. Making some exciting videos here. Very exciting. Get that tight, not overly tight, and then take your base plate, depress this, slide it back on, and voila, you're back together as normal. So another interesting feature is if for some reason a lot of your friends use the same magazines, you can mark these little indicators on the bottom here in a particular pattern or whatever, so you can easily identify yours from everybody else's. The other thing too that I've been thinking about using this for is indicating maybe 0.25s or 0.28 or 0.3s on the field. I do play all day games, and so sometimes the weather changes, and sometimes it's nice to just easily swap out BBs to get to fight wind or rain, or in some cases over here where I'm at in Central Oregon, snow. And so if I feel like that weather is going to change in a game that's going to last a while, I can indicate on here if I've got 0.25s, 0.28s, 0.3s, whatever else I'm using. So that's also pretty handy. But that's really about it as far as the magazine is concerned. Now, briefly, let's talk about how well this fits into this particular Crytek. And it fits fantastic. Pops right in, very little play. One of the least moving magazines I've used in my airsoft rifles. It's got a nice little rubberized base plate here on the back, so if you're resting that up some sort of tree stump or cover or whatever, you've got a little bit of grip there, which is kind of nice. And couldn't be happier with it. It's a good quality mag for 20 bucks. I think it's one of the best ones, if not the best one on the market. And I have 4 or 5 of them that I use out in the field. So that's a quick review of the PTS EPM mag. Hopefully that was helpful. If you're a mid-cap person, this is a 150 capacity. In my opinion, the best one out there. So hope that helps. Have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thanks, guys.